And let's get another check of weather with our chief meteorologist, Dan Cianca. Dan, I know you're also keeping a close eye on that wet weather. I mean, it's been playing a huge role in some of the crops from all the flooding and the rain.
Yeah, unfortunately, the wet weather tomorrow might be overshadowed by the windy weather, but both do present their own threats for us here. And let's break down those threats for you. Here's a live look from Domenico's on the wharf tonight. You can see pretty calm conditions at the moment. Things, you know, if you step outside, aren't really all that exciting. It's pretty quiet out there late this evening. It was an interesting day today. Temperatures were a little on the cool side. We had some sunshine that did sneak through early in the day, but the latter portion of the day was fairly cloudy, at least around the south and east sides of the bay where I was. But right now we're looking at temperatures in the 40s to low 50s, and those temperatures will probably level off in the mid 40s overnight and then just hold the level as we head through the overnight because of the clouds that have already streamed in tonight. Winds are starting to pick up out of the south at the moment. Not all of that exciting right now, but of course we had northwesterly winds earlier today, so we've seen that transition take place, and at the moment it's pretty quiet. We are seeing the winds picking up a little bit over the hills, and really it's just going to be a slow escalation of the winds as we head through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. And I do want to talk about the winds first because I think that will cause the largest threat for us. Now, what I mean by that is we have the potential for damaging winds. Right now, we still have a lot of trees that are stressed by the droughts and also weakened, their root systems weakened by all of the rain. So both of these events, which seem like far opposites of each other, are working together to make it more likely for trees to fall down. It's just kind of a crazy thing that's going down. And on top of that, we're adding wind tomorrow, and a lot of trees have already fallen, obviously, in the last several months, but more are likely to go tomorrow. And one of the reasons is we have some very gusty winds coming into the region. So let's talk about the timing of everything. We've stopped future winds at about 5 a.m. and what I'm expecting by then is the winds to be picking up a little bit. We have the colors on the top of your screen where you start seeing the reddish colors. We're talking about 40 miles per hour or so. And once you start getting in the 50, 60 mile per hour range, we start seeing trees knocked down. 30 to 40, branches here or there, right? 50, 60, whole trees going down, especially in their weakened state. So tomorrow morning, as you head out the door, if you're heading out early on that morning commute around 5 a.m., for the most part, it's just going to be kind of windy, not to the point where we're seeing widespread power outages or damage at that point in time. Then as we head into the late morning hours, we see the winds strengthening. Now, one of the things we were talking about during our early shows today, during our 5 and 6 o'clock shows, is where is this center of the low pressure going to set up? Where is it going to make landfall on the coast? That means a lot because areas east, right here, and south, right here, of that low are likely to see the strongest winds as it moves ashore. A lot of the models earlier today had a huge spread, anywhere between San Francisco and Morro Bay. So we're kind of in the middle of that, and I suspected that we were going to see a solution that ended up in the middle of that, and here we are. Some of the latest model runs showing those strongest winds arriving with the low as it closes in on our area by mid to late morning. So here we are, 10 a.m. Strong winds along the Big Sur coast, around the Monterey Peninsula, blasting into maybe even Santa Cruz as well. Now at this point we're talking 30, 40, maybe 50 mile per hour winds, a few trees down here and there. Before that we had a little bit of funneling in the valleys. That will likely come to an end, I think, after a while as this low gets a little bit closer. Now some of the latest runs, this is just the new run. I actually have not seen this. This just came out, so this is fresh data showing some stronger winds into the late morning, early afternoon hours into Santa Cruz County. This is a new model run. So our early model run at 10 o'clock was showing the strongest winds around the peninsula. This latest run showing it in Santa Cruz. High tide in Santa Cruz tomorrow around 9 or 10 a.m. If these winds get going before then, we could be talking about some storm surge. Right now it's trending a little bit later than the high tide. We're looking mostly at the lower tides in the middle afternoon, but places like Capitola might see some higher water moving in if this is the case, if this wind blows in as strong as it looks to. So here we are, 2 p.m. We're looking at 40 to 50 miles per hour coming in right off of the bay right there. The peninsula in under the gun as well, the Monterey, or I should say the Santa Cruz area as well. So all areas on the coast, you should prepare for gusty winds tomorrow. We have the potential for power outages, down trees as well, blocked roadways, even some property damage. It looks like by late afternoon, the strongest winds will have abated for us. And while it still may be blustery for the rest of the day, it's that time period between around mid-morning to around late afternoon I'm most concerned about. Luckily, this is happening during the day in that it's not going to catch us off guard while we're sleeping, but unfortunately, a lot of us are going to be out and about tomorrow, going to work, maybe going to school. things like that. So you need to be really careful on the roadways. I wouldn't do any unnecessary travel tomorrow with the gusty winds that are going to be occurring out there, especially in those more exposed coastal areas and on the ridges near the coast. Now that's just the wind. How about the rain? What are we expecting with this system? Well, we're going to get a shield of rain overnight, mostly moderate rain, light to moderate rain at first. So this is 6 a.m., mostly light to moderate rain. Wet roads on the morning commute, but probably not anything too heavy. The heaviest rain will start to come in mid-morning, and we'll get a period of heavy rain with that. But then after that, as the low gets closer, we'll start to see showers and maybe some thunderstorms. So heavy showers, thunderstorms. There's a little bit of a spin in the atmosphere, imagine, with this giant low pressure center right there. So there's potential for water spouts coming in off the water. A lot going on tomorrow with this system. We're going to be here all day with you, making sure you're safe, obviously. But as that comes ashore, we'll continue to see rounds of showers. And it looks like by late evening, we're going to see continuous rain in our coastal mountains here for several hours, which will add on to those totals. So do you need to worry about flooding is a question you're probably asking. Well, if you're driving tomorrow, yes. I mean, we certainly will see some road flooding with heavy downpours possible. If you live in a low area that is frequently threatened by flooding, especially street flooding and field flooding, sure, you need to worry about it. Are we going to see rivers flooding tomorrow afternoon? Probably not. I mean, that seems unlikely, especially our larger rivers. Small streams certainly can get up to around their banks. You know, I've been looking at the river forecasts. They're just not very high, but we still could get some very heavy rain in a short period of time tomorrow, which can lead to rapid increases in our streams. So something to be aware of as well. Just keep an eye on those stream data. We'll be here in the Weather Center all day tomorrow, keeping an eye on those things for you and sending out alerts, obviously, for you. But it is one thing just to be aware of these things as well so that you can keep yourself and your family safe in these situations. Now, as we head into Wednesday, we'll see a few additional showers out there, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. But again, tomorrow is the big threat day for us. Let's get a look at that 7-day forecast. I'm going to go right to it, actually, after we show these rainfall totals. 3 to 5 inches expected in the coastal mountains, maybe some higher amounts, cities around the bay, 1 to 2 inches, maybe some higher amounts as well. So that 7-day forecast. I'm going to skip your temperatures tomorrow. All of us are going to be in the mid to upper 50s, no matter where you are on the Central Coast. Unless you're up in the mountains, you'll be in the low 50s. But not a lot of disparity in our temps tomorrow, and really not much in the 7-day forecast. Highs should be in the mid 60s this time of year. They're going to be well below that. Showers lingering to Thursday. A weak system of showers lingering to Wednesday. A weak system passes by Thursday. We might get something out of it, but not much. Beyond that, we're going to watch early next week, but expect some gusty northwest winds at times for the next 7 days, both on the coast and inland. Anna.
All right, thanks so much for that, Dan.